Yo, the same thing as Krakow, and I'm trying to form Poland-Lithuania and complete expanding the Commonwealth. I believe this has gotten way more difficult in 1.9 because Russia, Austria, and Prussia all start in a defensive pact, which, to be fair, is probably going to end it once the binding period is up in 15 years. But until that time is up, we are completely unable to get independence, I think. So that's going to be a big challenge. But to our advantage, unlike in previous patches, puppets can now do diplomacy to some extent. We still can't declare wars, but what we can do is give Britain a power block embassy in exchange for investment rights. They have a 90-something% chance of accepting, yeah, 92%. So that should be pretty easy. Then we're going to go into our tech, and we're going to start out by researching egalitarianism. This is a tech that you almost never research first, but as small countries, it's actually really good because it unlocks proportional taxation, which is going to be very important for this run. Then after that, I think we'll just go corporate charters and then steel frame buildings. Corporate charters is going to be good so we can do the investment rights thing, which is super strong. And now I believe we just unpause because we're going to start improving relations with Russia and damaging with Austria because we want to try to keep our liberty desire up. And oh yeah, did Britain accept our treaty? I actually pressed escape out of that treaty, but we do get the Leicester Agreement with Great Britain, which means we can now build buildings in them. And I'm just going to spam opium in West Bengal until we get proportional taxation, and then we'll start building construction to let our private queue build in them as well. Apparently we're getting involved in a war against France. This might end up being useful. Maybe this will mean we can get support independence from France if they end up being enemies. It does now be a thing where if your ally joins, or if your overlord joins a play, you get instantly called in as a puppet. Oh, I got a pro-Prussian lobby. That will be pretty useful, I think. Well, France just won the war against Austria. We'll see if they... No, France is already back to being cautious, so that's not going to be too useful unless they flip later on. I think we're actually going to have almost infinite investment pool, so I actually think maybe going for corporate charters isn't going to be a good idea, and instead we just want to rush steel frame buildings for that max construction sector level because, reinvestment isn't really going to be that useful. What we really need is going to be government income from things being in our capital, so getting an investment charter wouldn't be too useful. So we got egalitarianism. I'm now going to put in, I guess, like this government is good. Can we get the royal folk in? Yeah, it's not too illegitimate. Oh, we need this in too. It's kind of legitimate. I'm gonna go for proportional taxation. Or do we have the peasant movement supporting us right now? Let's take a look. No, we don't. So let's just fake pass per capita. And now we get the peasant movement as well, so that's super high success chance. I'm also going to do minimum taxes, so we get extra legitimacy, which will make enactment time a little bit better. The prop tax is about to pass, so I'm going to start building some construction sectors. We'll see if it actually passes on this tick. Yes, it does. Okay, I'm going to put taxes up now. And I'm going to delete our university because it's going to be wasting money that can be spent on construction. We have a huge amount of investment pool that's going to be going into the UK. This is because of a slight bug with the reinvestment right now, where nationally owned buildings get more reinvestment than they should. Because if you look here at the weekly balance, you can see it's 18K and 6K is going to reinvestment, but our actual number is 18K, and that's because it's multiplied by this 2.99, and then it's also getting multiplied by the 2.99 after adding all these up. So it gets multiplied twice, which makes you able to get tons of reinvestment as really small countries. So it's pretty strong. Anyway, our first construction sector got built, and so we should be getting our private queue. Yeah, you can see we lost a bit of money there, which means that we are getting a little bit of GDP growth, or a little bit of GDP ownership overseas. We own a small fraction of East Anglia and some stuff over here in the Hudson Bay Company and I guess Columbia District. It's like we need more construction. Unfortunately, we are going to have huge infra issues, which maybe means we should go railways. I don't know. Railways are kind of a good way to get infra. Actually, what I should use for infra is road maintenance, and I guess I can use these other decrees. In my previous games on this, for some reason you just like don't get migration in Krakow. So I don't know why that is, but it's kind of frustrating. Well, actually, it's not that frustrating because we don't really need pops. It doesn't really make a huge difference, but it is just kind of weird. Good old income taxes and dividends carrying our income. I'm going to lower gov wages because they are a fairly significant amount of money. Unfortunately, we're running shortages, which will affect our construction, although we might be getting the bug where it just doesn't. Yeah, we're getting the bug where shortages aren't affecting our construction, which, I'm all for this bug, except that means that whenever I reload the save, the bug is going to break and we're going to start getting shortages. I don't know what causes the bug, but, the bug is very much in my favor right now. Except not anymore. Now we don't have a shortage, but we're still giving us a penalty. It's very strange. Now it's not happening. I don't know. Okay, we've got a full balance. More construction sectors. We're starting to go into debt, so I'm going to pause construction temporarily to let our investment pool use the construction queue. We've got enough money to let the investment pool, or we've got enough money for gov wages, but not to use our quarter of the construction that we're allocated. I thought we already had a pro-Prussian lobby. Did it disband and we got a new one? I guess. We are actually managing to drain the investment pool, which is very nice. Financial districts are contributing a bit to our reinvestment, which is kind of surprising. It's very nice. We got quite a few financial districts going here. Productivity isn't great right now. 13K weekly balance. For some reason, there's no capitalists. That is actually really weird. So Great Britain is now willing to support our independence because they are antagonistic towards Austria, I think. They are, yeah, antagonistic towards Austria. So I'm going to get them as an independent supporter. Wait, what? Our proposal has been declined. Well, that is strange. I guess it's just lying about this plus 30 existing. I'm gonna go up to very high taxes. That'll give us a bit more money. And I guess I'll use some consumption taxes. Yeah. It's very unlucky that Britain didn't end up fighting the opium wars, because that means our opium plantations are going to be significantly less profitable. Dang, we're getting minus 0.1 from regime support. We should probably try to get a government that Austria absolutely hates. Yeah, this should be a government that Austria completely hates, I think. We can take a look at how much they like us through this. Minus 21. We'll see if they hopefully hate us a lot from this. So far they hasn't canceled regime support, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna get support independence from the Ottoman Empire. That will help increase our liberty desire. Now getting it from great powers gives plus 0.1, which is pretty huge. I'm gonna try to get, oh, what? Great Britain doesn't want this anymore because it's not good enough improvement. We need at least 10 more. Yeah, I guess we'll give Great Britain some money. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money to give, but I'll just give Great Britain 2,000. Nope, they don't want to do it. Okay, unfortunate. I'm gonna offer Saxony obligation to support independence me. I did just do enlistment efforts and got some conscripts so that they would be more willing to do that. Yeah, okay, that works pretty well. That'll give us an extra 0.03, I think. Yeah, 0.03 from Saxony. Who else hates Austria right now? I'm looking around. Don't really see anyone who hates Austria. I'm going to request regime support from Austria. Oh, that was not very nice of Austria. Uh-oh. We got regime changed. Dang, that is unfortunate. But I actually think it's kind of fine. It might actually hurt relations. Maybe. I don't think it did, but it is going to be nice. So we can now request market control, and our liberty desire should start going up. Wait, what? Oh, Ottomans are no longer a GP. Can we get support independence from these guys, please? It says they're guaranteed to accept, but I don't believe them. Yeah, they're not. Well, that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, regime change means we actually cannot change our government for the next 5 years, which is a bit of a problem, but it's not a huge deal. Oh, there goes the Sepoy Mutiny. Wait, what? Bengal is not in the war? That doesn't make any sense. We've nearly hit 0 GDP because everyone is working in the construction sectors or the financial districts. I guess we've got 2 people working in the textile mills and 3 people working in the rye farms, and that's our economy right now. I should stop subsidizing this trade center. That's a waste of money. We've got pretty good income here because we're getting a lot in income taxes and stuff. Unfortunately, we have to pay 8K to Austria and Diplopax, which is a lot of money. I managed to make it above 75 Liberty Desire, which is pretty nice. I guess I will request increased autonomy now. And yeah, we're headed towards getting to 90 Liberty Desire, where we would be allowed to declare independence. That doesn't mean that that play is gonna go very well, though. Luckily, right now it says Russia and Prussia are likely to end their defensive pacts with Austria, but I'm not 100% sure that's actually gonna happen, because this is claiming minus 100 from Austrian attitude towards Prussia is genial, which I think is an illogical modifier, so I don't know if that's actually getting applied. Oh, I actually have enough where I can run construction and run a positive balance. Okay, it's time for more construction sectors. Oh, reinvestment's already up to 130K. That's the highest I've seen it before. It's like 105K. That's a pretty nice jump. We're getting very close to 1851, where the binding period of the Holy Alliance runs out, where we can hopefully see Russia and Prussia break the treaty, and then we can hopefully get at least Prussia to support our independence. Oh, they're already actually belligerent, so maybe we can get a support independence? No. Belligerence is not good enough, but it might be possible. We just need to like give them all the money in the world. If we give them like 7.5K, it's very close, but it doesn't look quite possible. Apparently Austria canceled a treaty, so they're an untrustworthy country. Well, that's going to make these countries much more likely to break their treaties. Looks like Prussia did end it almost immediately, but Russia is yet to end it, and it's been like a month after the treaty, so that one seems to maybe not be going away. We need to try to get an alliance with, or we need to try to get support independence from UK, I think. Well, I'm unable to offer Britain an obligation, so I'm going to withdraw from the Leicester Agreement and create the new supporting the Independence Pact, where I want Power Block Embassy, support independence, investment rights, obligation, and that should be good. Yeah, we get the Independence Pact has formed. And so now we might be able to win an independence war. It would be UK Ottomans. We can probably sway Prussia in. Or no, they have a truce till November, so we gotta wait till November unless we can get support independence. Okay. Well, I mean, we could offer them like a lot of money, or we can just wait till November, and that's probably gonna be the better solution. This is like a lot of money for us right now, so I think that we'll just wait till November. Well, I just changed governments and we got an anti-Austrian lobby, which, okay, doesn't really matter at this point because we already have enough liberty desire, but if we didn't, then that would have been useful, I guess. Well, it turns out that if we were to wait, we have a small problem, which is that Prussia doesn't think we're nearly strong enough to be offering them German leadership. Even though our subjects are strong enough, or not our subjects, our supporters are, it doesn't count those, so it thinks we're way too weak. I'm going to offer them this 7.5K per week in exchange for Krakow getting support independence from Prussia. And I'm going to send the proposal. And we get the Krakowian Prussian Treaty, which now should mean that we've got the Ottomans, Prussia, and Great Britain on our side. Unfortunately, we do have to pay them a lot of money for that, but don't worry, we're not actually going to have to pay them that much money. So now with our great allies, I'm going to declare independence. And of course, we're going to have to be fighting the Russians probably. We have 0 prestige. Oh, we have one of the ranks where you don't get a base prestige value. Wow, that's crazy. So we only have 60 maneuvers worth of war goals, which is unfortunate. But yeah, that's gonna be what we have to live with. I actually don't know what we want to do in terms of war goals. So the question is, do we want to do the luck strategy of liberate Galicia Lodomeria, where we have to sometimes reload if they don't get a Polish ruler, or do we just want to conquer both? It's 40 infamy. That's so much. I'm gonna go for conquer West Galicia, East Galicia. I mean, the other thing is better, but this way you don't have to reload after winning the war a bunch of times. I'm going to primary conquer West Galicia so that they cannot back down to the play. And then, unfortunately, this will mean we don't have maneuvers for many additional war goals. Maybe we can go for some money, but no, we don't want to spend the infamy on that, actually. Anyway, Russia is against us, which is unfortunate, but also very expected. So we'll see how this war goes. We can get pieced out pretty easily because they have no war goals against us is the main problem. But maybe it will be fine anyway. We're winning on all but this front. Unfortunately, this front is quite important. But actually, since we have the higher stats. They probably won't win a battle in Krakow because low infra there. Yeah, they're losing battles in Krakow, which is exactly what we need to see. And then we're hoping that Russia will just eventually cap out of the war. And hopefully that will happen before Prussia does, because those are like two roughly equally strong countries. And if that happens, if both of them are out, then it's going to be basically the same situation. But if only one of them is out, then that will be big for us. Luckily, since we aren't actually mobilizing at all, we won't get any war support drop from anything but base unless we get occupied. Oh wow, Saxony actually managed to push into West Galicia? That's surprising. Oh no, that battle better not take part of Krakow. No! Well, that's not good, is it? Oh, it actually counts it properly now. It doesn't count as 100% occupation. Okay, that's good actually. Very, very good. That means Russia still has a chance of capping out before us. There's one front we're winning on super hard now. Unfortunately, the other fronts aren't going that well. But Russia is going to cap out fairly soon, and that will be huge. Oh wow, East Galicia got occupied? Wow, this front was going so well. Yeah, that's going to be big for... Russia's now got 66% occupation, which means you're going to cap out faster. Russia's going to cap out pretty soon here. That's going to be big. Just reloaded the save so that Russia's battalions leave the front, and now the advantage is very much in our favor, and we will get a very easy victory, get in our two great war goals of conquer West Galicia and conquer East Galicia. Oh, Prussia also left the war, but luckily it looks like we're still winning regardless of Prussia being in or not, or maybe Prussian troops are actually still here. So I guess, that's unfortunate. Or I actually don't know if they're joining the battles. I think they're not joining the battle, so it's not making a huge difference. But it's still nice. What? How did we lose East Galicia in occupation? Or no, we still have it? This is very confusing. It kind of looks like we don't. Okay, the great battle for West Galicia. And now Austria is capitulating. Very nice. Very soon we can send this peace deal and get our two states. Okay. Incorporate. Wait, I just got an event? I guess it's the Christ of Nations event. Okay, well, we can foster Polish radicals abroad if we want. I don't think we want to do that, but I'm going to start improving relations with Austria now. We have, like, no reason to be hostile towards Austria anymore, since we got all the states we'll ever need from Austria. I'm going to renegotiate this treaty with Prussia to just be, wait, what? They don't want this? Oh, they are domineering towards us. Okay. Well, I guess we don't get to do my renegotiation thing then. Okay, that is unfortunate. I'm gonna stop trying to incorporate East Galicia because it is killing our budget right now. I need to get more government administrations before I can do that, I think. Oh, wow, our balance is still negative. That is very surprising. What is causing this? Oh, we have negative tax collection. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. We need to build up more government administrations there. But we kind of need to wait till we can cancel this treaty first. Also, I want to like get a defensive pact with the UK right now, or else we're kind of dead. I guess we can build up more conscripts, which should make... Oh, right, we can't import things from the global market. That makes it a little bit trickier. I guess I have to use conscript irregular battalions to make people think I'm stronger. Yeah, that certainly is a thing. Okay. Well, apparently we lost our investment rights in the UK. I'm very much not a fan of that. Is it possible to get investment rights in the UK again? Wait, what happened to our ability to give them an embassy? I'm a little confused. Okay, it's just unavailable for some reason. That's very strange. We can do something like this. We actually don't have influence. Okay. Well, we can declare some rivalries to fix influence. Rivalry, 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 rivalry. Okay, that's lots of influence. Well, I usually don't really like to do these prohibit trade with world market things because I think they're kind of overpowered, but it's Krakow, so I don't care about what's overpowered. I just want to be able to win. Oh, we can't use these because we have free trade. I'm gonna start trying to improve with all the great powers that could be useful. Ottomans, everyone might potentially be useful for us. I should also move the interest from South Germany to like North Germany or something. I don't know where the best place to have the interest in is, but it's probably not South Germany. Definitely don't like seeing a big revolt in the UK, because that's going to make them a little bit weaker probably. But hey, hopefully they'll deal with that and then be stronger than ever because they won't have to deal with radicalism. But I don't think they were probably having much radicalism before, so just kind of unfortunate to see. I just quickly made this treaty with Russia where we're getting some goods from them, we're giving them an embassy, and we're getting transit rights. They have a chance of accepting 67%, so hopefully they will. And that will now mean that our trade will actually be able to do. And also we're getting wood and stuff from them, so prices on construction should be a little bit more reasonable. Unfortunately, we don't have iron still, but we do have trade centers that should be able to import it now. We can take a look, I guess, at our trade centers and see. They are able to import now, but unfortunately we do lack merchant marine and stuff, so it's going to be a bit tricky. Hopefully soon we can cancel this. Yes, in 4 months we can stop giving Prussia monies. So apparently we lost our investment rights at the UK. I'm going to send this treaty over. They got a 65% chance of accepting, and that should hopefully let us invest in the UK again. We're just getting some random goods from them, liquor and tea. That'll be nice. Okay, unfortunately they do decline. I'll try to send that once the cooldown is over, probably. We have unlocked steel frame. It's not time to use that yet, though. I'm just going to go railways and water tube next. Okay, time to withdraw from this treaty with Prussia. That'll give us a bunch more monies, which I can now spend on probably trying to build up government administrations in West Galicia, because we are lacking a lot of taxation capacity right now. Although, actually, we can try to go up to standardized filing system as well, and that might require a bit less. What we actually need is some paper imports from someone. Does Russia want to give us paper? No. Who in the world can we get paper from? Unfortunately, it looks like roughly 0 people in the world have paper in their countries. So I guess I'll just try to subvent paper imports and maybe we can get some. Also, apparently we're getting a paper mill in our country, so that's something, I guess. Yeah, that'll definitely help out a little bit. Yes, sure, set up paper import. We need to try our best to get paper, but it's a bit tricky right now, unfortunately. Now I've got a bunch of money, so I'm gonna start trying to incorporate East Galicia, I guess, or a ton of bureaucracy. I mean, not money. We don't really have much money, but we do have bureaucracy. We really need to try to get this shortage solved. We're wasting a ton of money on government administrations that we shouldn't need to because of the shortage. Managed to re-sign investment rights at the UK for some good transfers from them, and a power block embassy for us. I should actually maybe try to do that as a longer treaty. Yeah, 5 years was a little stupid. Let's try to make this a 25-year treaty. No, they don't want to do that right now, but I'll try to set it up soon. Yeah, I maxed subvented merchant marine, and now we are no longer running a shortage of merchant marine, which should make the trade centers much, much more profitable, I think. Unfortunately, the trade is apparently negative profit still, which is very unfortunate. I guess it's just because the local price of merchant marine is really low. I'm going to try to subsidize the trade center so that the price of merchant marine goes up. So I've been importing a bunch of iron now. Our shortage on the construction sectors is slowly going down. Now we're only having a 28% shortage, which is not as bad. I guess I'll try to pass technocracy because it will make the trade unions a bit happier, and I really don't like this -10 state construction efficiency. I built up enough trade centers that we're actually like not running a huge iron deficit. We do need like more trade centers though. Once we get enough, I will try to swap on a steel frame because will cost more, which means we'll need more trade capacity to import everything, I assume. But for now, we're spending quite a lot on importing iron. We do have some excess money. I guess I can actually lower taxes to try to deal with radicalism a little bit to use that money on something for now. I am currently out of infamy, but we cannot expand right now because we either have to go through Prussia, which we have an obligation owed to them, or we have to go through Austria or Russia, which are, oh, they're no longer, no, they are in a defensive pact with each other. So that's going to be super hard. We're going to need, like, at least some support for that, I think. And I don't think we can really get that right now. I mean, actually, maybe we can, but I think it's quite unlikely. Prussia might be willing to be able to sway for something, and maybe we can form an alliance with Britain. Can we actually form an alliance with Britain? I should remove this greener grass campaign. Let's raise gov wages a bit, and then double enlistment efforts. And let's see how likely the AI is to ally with me. If I do that, oh, I should delete the irregular conscripts as well, because those are wasting capacity for better conscripts. Okay, -27 for an alliance. That's maybe doable. Could owe Britain an obligation or something to get that. Yeah, I think we maybe renegotiate this. Owe obligation, alliance, 25 years, military assistance. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. We got the York Protocol, our alliance with the UK secured. Now we just got the problem of, well, the UK alliance isn't too useful if we're just going to get capitulated because our country is so small. I think I'm actually going to start going general staff, because with that, maybe we can start winning some wars. It's going to be tough, but that will give us the best chance. I wonder what happens if I try to swap over to steel frame. It is going to take a little bit to adjust, of course, because the trade centers have been trying to import way too much iron, and so now they're super unprofitable, but as they do their trading, yeah, they lost, like, yep, now they're back into positive balance territory. How's the shortages looking? It's trending towards 50% shortages, which is not a good sign. Probably means we need a ton more trade centers, but I guess I'll just start building them. I'm the third largest importer in the world just because I need so much stuff for my construction. Penalty is currently at 38%. It looks like we're actually not getting the penalty applied partially. Or no, yeah, we are. It's only getting like half applied for some reason. But hey, the penalty is about to go away very soon because our trade centers slowly getting built up, importing lots of stuff. Unfortunately, we're probably paying a ton in, yeah, we're paying a ton in merchant marine subventions. I should probably stop subventing merchant marine to the max, maybe do like a low subvention. Oh, we need more railways because the world market access is actually going a little low. Oh, no, I actually just need to subsidize the railway. And then hopefully we'll import some engines for it. I guess I'm going to try to import subvention steel because the trade centers just really don't want to import steel for some reason. Like, they have so much trade capacity, but they're not using it on steel imports for some reason. I'm really not sure why they don't want to import much steel. I guess it's plus 29% on world market, which is a little expensive, but hey, you gotta start importing more steel, guys. I guess we need to put subventions up even higher, which, I really don't really want to do, but I guess I'll do it once the cooldown's up. Oh, we unlocked bulk trading. That's definitely going to be good. Oh, that crashed the weekly balance of this building a ton, but it should be able to readjust and be good again. Yeah, it definitely should be able to readjust. Our penalty is apparently really bad now. That's not good. Uh-oh, we need to try to get rid of these shortages. Also, we just have like infinite money. Railway. Make sure we have world market access. Oh, we do. Okay, let's just build one railway then, and then more, Do we build more trade centers? No, maybe let's build some steel mills ourselves. I'm so frustrated that my trade center is not importing steel. I guess I'm just gonna go max event steel. And there's literally just no way it doesn't import a ton of steel now, right? What? Why is it not importing so much steel? Okay, it's going importing a little bit. Oh, we actually passed technocracy. Cool. Steel mills are slowly getting built, which is good. That should make our shortages. Yeah, shortages are going away. Although we actually need to do this real quick in order to reset the shortage penalty. Yeah, now shortage penalty is way less bad. Well, we could do, we can go crystal glass here. That'll be a little bit better. And then, I don't know. Maybe we can stop max subventing this and do like a low subvention on imports. Looks like that like completely destroyed the imports, so we can now do a couple more steel mills maybe. Maybe let's just do 3 more. Yeah, that seems good. I think it's time to fight Russia for liberate Poland. We are going to sway UK in and stuff. I'm going to set all of our conscripts to being skirmish infantry, because this will have the best shot at defending us, I guess. And then we're going to wait till 20 escalation or whatever, call in the UK, and then call in whoever else we can manage to call in, I guess. In terms of interest, I should actually do Livonia and Dnieper, because if we have extra maneuvers, taking something in Ukraine will be probably best. I will just sway Great Britain with an obligation, because if we give them a call ally, it's going to cost twice as many maneuvers. Okay, Austria's in the play now. How much does Prussia want German leadership? They want it by 172, so I'm gonna call in France first for an obligation. And then I don't think we need USA or whatever. I'm just gonna call in Prussia as well. And, hmm. Yeah, we're gonna do the cheese here where we liberate. Oh, we don't have the maneuvers, or we don't have the interest, so actually we can't do it. The plan was I was going to try to take some stuff, or I was going to try to lib Ukraine at the same time here, but we actually can't do that. So I'm just going to, uh, oh, we don't even have our interest in Livonia. Okay. Well, here we can now conquer one more state, and that state is going to be Kovno. It's quite a lot of infamy, but it will give us a coastline, and it's one of the states we need for Poland-Lithuania. So it's going to go for that. And yeah, that's going to be our demands in this war. I should actually hire a general for this army and promote it up. With France's help and UK, this should be a pretty easy war, I think. Okay, well, it turns out that Russia just backed down to the play. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there's the thing. Russia backed down, and we get the Krakowian Polish Union together for Poland. Unfortunately, that means we don't get a coastline. But hey, we get some new territory, and that's very nice. Oh, we really don't have the bureaucracy to incorporate this. Can we maybe turn up government administration PMs? No, not really. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna keep it unincorporated for now then. Um, I'm gonna start building government administrations. So by negative tax capacity. We actually still have negative tax capacity in West Galicia, so I'm gonna build some more there. I'm gonna go up to at least high taxes, because we are gonna need a lot of monies. Yeah, I built up some bureaucracy, so I'm now going to pause construction and start incorporating some of the states. Yeah, that should be good. Subsidizing the trade center is completely killing my budget now. I guess we have like a lot of the resources ourselves now, so I'm going to stop subsidizing it. Oh what? It has 0% world market access? Oh, I guess we lost transit rights with Russia. Okay, well that makes sense why that's not profitable then. Um, is it possible for us to get transit rights with Austria or something? No, Austria really doesn't want to give us transit rights. Okay. Oh, I actually have enough states to form Poland. I should do that. That'll give me claims on Posen, East Prussia, West Prussia, and Silesia, which is going to make my next war with Prussia way, way less infamy. Very nice. We still owe an obligation to Prussia, but that's going to go away very soon in just 5 months. I'm going to pay the Russians some money so that I can trade through them because we're accidentally actually making the British contravene their treaty. If we look here, the British are contravening because they actually aren't allowed to send us the goods, which that's kind of broken. I don't think you should be able to force contravene someone like that, but we're gonna make them no longer contravening the treaty by giving ourselves transit rights again. And the reason we're doing that is because they actually stop fulfilling the alliance when that happens, and that's a pretty big problem for us. Unfortunately, they are actually very busy in a war in Gran Colombia right now. They're fighting the French and the Russians in that war, so yeah, that's going to be unfortunate. We might have to wait a little bit to fight Prussia, I guess, because there's no way they're going to be able to do that at the same time. Now, we can actually choose a company to establish right now. We want to establish Lopop, I guess, so I should probably build steel mills in Warsaw, actually. That would be better than building them in West Galicia. That was a bad idea to build them in West Galicia, kind of. Although we didn't know that we were going to get Poland so quickly, I guess. I will start resubsidizing the trade centers now that we have transit rights again. Probably should have gone for this a little bit faster, but I didn't think about just getting it again, and I didn't realize that Russia would just still be wary with us, so we could still just buy some transit rights through them. Apparently the positivists are not happy that I'm trying to enact census suffrage, so I'll just stop doing it. I was trying to make the trade unions happy, but I guess now they're not mad enough to give the penalty anyway. So the UK has now been landed by the USA. Not going well for the UK in this war. I'm going to establish Lil Pop Rowie Lowenstein. Oh yeah, we can't do the monopoly charters since we don't have, what's it called? We don't have, or we're on laissez-faire, that's why. We have 4 free company charters, so I will do investment charter, that, and that, I guess. Might as well. Russia's apparently declaring war on Austria. That is going to be a big opportunity if this war could just white peace, please. But unfortunately, USA and stuff just barely aren't willing to accept a white peace. So we kind of just need more construction, so I guess I'll just build some more construction sectors. Well, we're getting so much from regional company headquarters. What in the world? Huh? Are regional company headquarters like ultra bugged? How in the world are we getting 26k from regional company headquarters? What? Well, the UK war is over, but unfortunately, Austria is gonna capitulate very soon. Their capital is about to get taken, and they're gonna lose this war. And yeah, that's gonna mean North German Federation is gonna form, and we can't defend against that. So I think we kind of have to fight Russia first. Although even that's gonna be tough, because that's gonna mean we lose our transit rights. Um, so yeah, this is a bit of a tough situation that we're in right now. But I think we have to go through Russia when our truce is up in 9 months. Conquer Kovno, lib Belarus, lib Ukraine or something. So my best guess as to why we're getting like 25,000 reinvestment is we are getting the East India Company's regional HQ investment, which, I mean, would be strange, but I see like no other reason why we should be getting 25,000 reinvestment from regional company headquarters. We're actually getting 29,000, which is actually more than what this company is giving, I'm pretty sure. Or I guess now it makes a little bit more sense because we're getting some reinvestment from this Yorkshire company and Ontario. We're gonna hit 100 prosperity, very nice. Now we get refined steel as a prestige good, pretty good. NGF is going to be really hard to defeat, but I mean, UK is pretty strong. Oh wait, NGF is fighting Russia right now. Interesting. Over a war with Sweden. That might make now a very good time to go in on Russia. Our truce is actually up. We need to declare somewhere where Britain has an interest. Well, apparently we don't. Britain doesn't have interest anywhere that we share a border. Any of the treaty regions we have a border with in Russia. Or actually, wait, we can declare an interest in Russia itself. I didn't realize we could do that. Does Britain have an interest there? Maybe. No. Okay, yeah. So we can't declare anywhere where Britain has an interest. So I'm going to declare for Conquer Kovno, and we are going to call in the North German Federation, I guess. Um, Unfortunately, Russia breaks our treaty. Very mean of them. But we're gonna persuade North German Federation in for something. Um, they really want their return CBs on the Baltics, I guess. Okay, we'll give them, let's give them Estland, because it's like the furthest away from us, I guess. Then we have 55 maneuvers, so I can do lib Ukraine. And do we want to primary that? Yeah. Okay, that's good. Well, Russia wants a bunch of our territory. Well, they're not gonna get it. They're gonna lose this war because they're noob Russia, and we are good old Poland. Unfortunately, the front actually doesn't look that good for us right now. That is unfortunate, but I mean, North German Federation is super good. They will win this war. I believe in them. I think the next most profitable company we can establish is going to be the furniture company. Going to do investment rights, trade rights, and lead mines. The only thing we need left is apparently a state in Ukraine. The front is kind of low advantage, but I think that North German Federation has a huge advantage on the Sweden front, because unfortunately these are actually two separate fronts due to the Sweden war they're in as well. So yeah, it looks like we're not really able to push too much into Russia on our front, but hopefully the other front is going a bit better. I thought we were going to use this reinvestment on construction, but I guess our construction pools or reinvestment pools just decided it's going to spend all of its money privatizing, which I mean is like better, but just kind of means that we don't actually need this much construction, I guess. Regional company headquarters are so balanced. I don't know why we're getting more reinvestment than we should, but I mean, we should be getting quite a bit of reinvestment since we have 100,000 company profit, just not 50,000, I think. I guess I'm going to start passing cultural exclusion because we got this Ukrainian national movement trying to be mad. Oh, okay, Russia's finally capitulating because we occupied Kyiv. Okay, proposed peace deal. Very nice. Now Poland gets a coastline. That's what we love to see. Poland gets to have transit rights, or doesn't have to get transit rights anymore. We now just have world market access. Very nice. Wait, was I subsidizing trade centers that whole war? Dang, I was wasting a lot of money on that. But now the trade centers are actually going to be good. It is time for a war with Prussia. I'm going to return Silesia. Going to max conscripts. I'm going to remove the social mobility and road maintenance. And then go very high gov wages. Okay, apparently we can't afford another enlistment effort regardless. Gonna do this and do as many Lancer conscripts as possible. That will be very good. Raise conscripts, go to the front, and we're gonna try to call UK into this war as well. France is at war with Germany as well, so this should be pretty easy, I think. But, you know, we're gonna build up a giant army, because, I don't know, bigger army equals more chance of winning the war. 50 skirmish in Warsaw, 50 lancers in Lublin, 50 skirmish in East Galicia, 50 lancers in West Galicia, just some random stuff. Oh, Great Britain offers us a join. That's way better than if we were to offer them something, because that means we get to keep some maneuvers. Okay. I will return all of our stuff. They're kind of worried, so we could add a primary, or we could try to call in like USA for humiliation, which I think is what I'll do. That will make them actually very worried, so they could back down to this play, but I don't think they will. You know, they got 3 primary war goals here, so I doubt they would. Well, it appears that Germany is not backing down, so that is very nice. We'll be able to get all 4 of our states. We need to push into Germany. Although the front advantage actually is not very good, because Germany's sending over a ton of troops to us, which is unfortunate. But with our slow buildup of our military, things should slowly stop looking so not amazing for us and start looking amazing for us. UK invites me to the bloc. I will join, but that means we need to renegotiate this because it's now going to say we're contravening the power bloc embassy, I believe. Yep. Now it says we're contravening the power bloc embassy, so I'm going to modify the treaty so that we're no longer contravening it, or so that we can still keep our investment rights. What do we need to do? Trade privileges. Yep, that's actually huge. The AI really wants trade privileges, or mutual trade privileges are insane. See, each of these is giving plus 40 because 50 for mutual value of our trade. Very good. The Krakow protocol means we get to keep our investment rights without having to use the embassy. The reason I joined the British bloc is it's got some pretty good mandates. Construction 3, militarized industry 3, colonial offices 3. So pretty decent to join. And otherwise we might hurt our relation with the British quite a lot. I have no clue how the French are so incompetent that they have doubled the power projection of Germany and yet are unable to push when, like, we have so much of the German army on our front right now. It makes no sense. Half the German army's on your front and you still can't push France. Of course I can't push because I have half the German strength and my allies aren't sending me that much, but France should easily be able to push. Oh, we actually occupied Silesia. Nice. Oh, if we won that battle, we would have occupied Posen. Dang. For some reason, our conscripts just refuse to mobilize. I don't really know why. It's very weird that we're not getting any conscripts. I have no clue. It thinks they're not mobilized or something? Very strange. We have almost 500,000 coming in from reinvestment. How are regional company headquarters giving us so much? I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Strange. I'll have to figure out why that's happening at some point. We've occupied West Prussia, but unfortunately Lib-Wudenberg means we need to take Brandenburg. Past cultural exclusion. Nice. The push into Hesse is going great, but could you please just consider a push into Brandenburg, maybe? That would be a little bit better, you know? I'd very much appreciate a push into Brandenburg so we can actually win the war. I think we have enough battalions, so I'm going to stop constructing more. I think that was enough building of battalions, you know? 165 battalions. I'd say that's a pretty solid army. Or, well, some of these are conscripts. We've got 165 regular battalions, actually. Never mind. The conscripts are fake, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe some of the battalions haven't actually raised up. That would make some sense. Maybe just build up, or we actually don't have money, really. I should actually maybe just build up construction for the investment pool. Or maybe it's just fine. 500,000 in reinvestment is kind of crazy. Okay, well, let's enforce everything. Okay, Germany doesn't want to peace out quite yet. These states are going to be kind of useless for a while. Almost 60% devastation in Silesia is going to be very tough. Okay. Peace achieved. A second advent. 20% Polish pops become loyalist. Or Jagiellonism. I think that, well, we want to do the Jagiellons, but this actually seems better because it's, but does this one, I don't know if this locks us out of getting the claims from Poland-Lithuania, so I'm going to take the bottom option, even though 20% loyalists would be nice. Now we get all this incorporated. How does this affect our reinvestment? Oh, wow. The regional company headquarter number, like, didn't go down. That's surprising. We nearly have pan-nationalism, so we could probably form Poland-Lithuania pretty soon. We just need to conquer Grodno and Volhynia. We're now a great power, so I can set a bunch more interests. Very nice. I wonder how long is our truce with Russia and Ukraine? It is for another 24 months. All right. I'm gonna put grain on like high subventions, I guess, because we kind of just like need food because 40% of our pops are starving. You have negative pop growth because we have so much starvation. I am actually turning on soil enriching farming. That might help out a little bit, but yeah, it looks like we still need more. Uh, so hopefully subventing grain imports will fix it a little bit. It looks like it kind of isn't. Yeah, we need to subvent meat imports as well. We can get even more meat. Wow, Germany's going for conquer Austria? That's crazy. I'm paying America some money for investment rights. Definitely want to get some investment rights in America because they've got a big GDP, and that means I can, use my good old companies to steal their monies with the investment charter. It's a very strong charter, and America's got a big economy, so we need to steal some of their reinvestment into our great investment pool of Polish greatness. We've already been stealing the British investment pool, and that's been going very well, although we're actually like skyrocketing the British GDP. This is actually insane. 146 million GDP in Britain in 1876. I think this is like normally what they get in like 1890. So it's definitely helping out our allies too. But I like having almost 500,000 reinvestment. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna go for conquer Grodno from Russia. It's 28 infamy, which is quite a lot. I kind of also want to go for conquer Minsk, but I think we might get claims on some stuff after forming Poland-Lithuania. So I'm just going to hold off on that for now. Oh, we have 0 org. Uh-oh. That's a bit of a problem. But I'm just going to call in Russia to this, not Russia, Great Britain to this play, and should be able to win. We've got a lot of troops. Great Britain wants to humiliate Russia. Sure. Okay. Go to the front and hold your best that you can. British reinforcements hopefully arrive, or goes up to 100. Oh, there's a southern front. I didn't notice that. Uh-oh. I need to try to assign troops there, although we have no org, so it's not really gonna do much, but it's better than them having literally nothing to deal with there. Uh-oh. Yeah, hopefully those troops will get org, and then we can hold that front a little bit better. They have actually occupied East Galicia, but that unified the front, I guess. Do they have war goals against Britain? No, they don't. So Britain can eventually cap out of this war, which is a little bit scary. I should raise conscripts, I guess. Why is the... Oh, manpower is low? Well, we're winning some battles, which is good. We actually only need to take Grodno to enforce, so that's very nice. Dang, 96% occupation in Grodno. Well, this battle, we'll occupy it, and then we'll start enforcing. Okay, peace. And Grodno is Polish. Very nice. Now we just need the state from Ukraine. Unfortunately, we have too good of relations with Ukraine to take it. So I guess I'll start damaging relations. Could also do a protectorate play, but that's 84 infamy. Also, Russia's likely to get involved in this. Interesting. It might be a little annoying, but you can just call Great Britain again and we can win, probably. I'm gonna start trying to go public health insurance. This is always a nice little thing to get in. Dang, my GDP is getting kind of close to 50 million. This is unacceptable. How am I will lose all my reinvestment. Except I'm actually doing kind of fine on reinvestment despite having pretty high GDP. The regional company headquarters are carrying me to victory. I could try to like release Danzig and give it like Silesia and stuff to try to depress GDP. I don't know if that would be a good plan, but I think I'm gonna not do it. Oh, Germany launches a unification play. I was gonna be attacking Ukraine soon, but I guess we're fighting Germany instead. Okay, well I don't think Germany has much of a chance here. Because, yeah, they're fighting both Poland and France at the same time. And America. Somehow Germany is actually winning the war because France is just like not mobilizing, which is a little bit strange why France is not mobilizing half their army. I guess I'm gonna have to build a bigger army so I can win wars like this in the future because Germany's probably gonna be declaring this war quite often. So I'm gonna build a giant army so that I can win these wars. I should actually not build lancers because shrapnel artillery is probably actually close to being unlocked. So I'm gonna start building shrapnel, I guess, because that will be more useful once we actually get it unlocked, which should be fairly soon. Oh, we actually already have shrapnel unlocked. Oh, okay. Let's up this to shrapnel. Bro, East India Company's going crazy. 208 million GDP. Public health insurance passed. Very nice. I hope this war isn't causing devastation in our states. Yeah, it's not. We're all good. I should probably start building up tax capacity in some of these states. I have only built it up in I think like Warsaw and West Galicia right now because those are states where we have. Oh, we actually don't have it up in Warsaw anymore because I guess we got more migration into Warsaw. Oh, we also need railways. Wow, we need a lot in Warsaw. Our army is slowly getting built up here. Very nice. It's kind of crazy that Germany was able to get to like 80 million GDP considering we've taken like Silesia and stuff from them. They're doing really good this game. While mill wages are so expensive, I should probably not have them on very high. That's a lot of money that I was spending there. I would prefer to not spend all my money on mill wages. Opium consumption tax is very good. Oh, why am I export cementing opium or paper? I want to import cement paper. Sorry, wrong thing. It's not wrong way to cement that good. I should stop constructing for a little bit. We're losing a bit too much monies. Oh, the Krakatoa eruption has happened. Oh, they pushed into us through Kurland? Uh-oh. Unfortunately, I have like no org in my army because I lost the general I didn't notice, so we can't really fight back yet. We need to get more org. Soon enough, we'll be able to push very well. We got like 75% org, so I'm going on the attack now. We'll see how it goes. I think we should be good. Yeah, we're winning 101 to 4 because apparently all their troops got stuck in this battle, at which we're losing because my troops apparently just don't have good enough stats. But hey, we're winning the battle in Brandenburg, and that's really all that matters, you know? Just need to keep winning battles in Brandenburg so we can enforce the war. We just keep winning battles for Brandenburg. Very nice. After this, we just need one more battle, I think. Oh, apparently we're losing now. Dang. We shouldn't have rolled such bad traits. Why do we keep rolling bad traits? How dare they do this to me? Dang. Okay, North German Federation proposes a white peace. I'm gonna take it, because this war is just way too expensive and I've been fighting it for too long. I think we just need to go in on Ukraine. It is unfortunate that I like barely running a positive balance because I built such a big military and we're spending so much on mill wages. 160,000 on mill wages. But I mean, we've got like infinite reinvestment that can do our construction for us, so it doesn't really matter that much. Russia sided with Ukraine? Oh, wait, what? We lost our alliance with the UK? No, what? Uh, oh, they're not giving us military assistance, so apparently. Okay, well, that's a little bit annoying. That bricks the alliance. Um, but it's fine. It'll be fine. We didn't need the alliance anyway. I guess I will just liberate Belarus in this war, because that will make it a little bit easier to take those states in a future war from Russia. We won't have to fight Russia, really, unless they join in, but it'll still be 20% cheaper infamy, because it'll be a minor power instead of a great power that we're taking it from. We are getting nearly 700,000 in reinvestment, which is pretty insane. Our army is so strong. 83 advantage. The only country we don't just have an infinite advantage against is Germany, because they have almost as strong of an army as me, actually. They don't have as strong as an army as me, surprisingly. They're going in on Austria again. Unfortunately, we didn't have an interest to stop them. They're going to go for nationalizing their buildings. Okay, nothing really huge that Germany's going to get from this. What actually happened in Lombardy here? Okay, we capitulated Ukraine, and apparently that now means there's a front down here in Bessarabia. Also, I'm spending so much on mill wages. What is the average military wage in our country? The soldiers are getting paid 21. This is the peril of having too much forward investment. I mean, we could actually do like low mill wages. I think I'm gonna do low mill wages. I know it's minus 50% training rate, but like, too bad. I need it. Also, I don't know why conscripts are just like completely useless. If they weren't completely useless, then I would, of course, try to use them. Well, Russia's about to capitulate, liberating Belarus, and now I can form Poland-Lithuania, which is very good. And this should trigger the expanding the Commonwealth thing. Yep, we get that in just a second, I believe. Any second now, we should get this. Maybe next Monday tick. Yeah, there we go. So not actually right before the Monday tick. Poland and Lithuania are enough? No, we will restore the old borders of the Commonwealth. Very nice. Gives us claims on a bunch of stuff. I don't know if it gives us claims on anything other than Belarusian and Ukrainian territory. So, wait, what? It didn't even give me a claim on Minsk? Dang, that's unfortunate. Is it just the southern stuff? I guess so. Looks like it's mostly just all of Ukraine actually that it gave me claims on. All right. To complete the journal entry, we need to take Minsk and 4 Ukrainian or Belarusian new states. Should be pretty easy, and if we are racial segregation or above, we'll get Ukrainian or Belarusian, and if we didn't already have the achievement, of course, we would unlock Not Yet Lost for completing that journal entry, and we're definitely going to be able to get that done pretty easily here. We just need to wait for our truces. It's not every day you see your GDP fall like this because you have almost a million capitalists. This is crazy to have clerks, 3 million clerks, and they're all working in the company headquarters pretty much. Like if you look here, how many of the clerks are working in just Lil Pop? Oh, 100,000? That's actually surprisingly low, but this doesn't include, yeah, with workforce ratio, this is actually like almost a million clerks here apparently, because our workforce ratio is terrible right now, 13%, because I guess like all of our why do our pops have such terrible workforce ratio? I feel like it shouldn't be quite that bad. I don't really know. I guess just so many of our pops have died in wars. I'm gonna go up to very high taxes. We have a very good minimum expected SOL, or we have very good SOLs. I guess also due to that being on private schools, our literacy of low SOL pops is gonna be fairly low, and so that might actually make you able to go higher taxes. That's kind of an interesting thing. I wonder how much more. Yeah, we can get some more good consumption taxes here. I should also just like remove enlistment efforts. They're such a waste. Because their conscripts aren't really working for some reason. And I guess we can maybe just put on more consumption taxes with the extra money. Meat looks good, and tea looks good. So there's a Belarusian civil war that we could ask for become subject in, but unfortunately, I don't really have too much more time to complete this run, and that will just make things a little bit slower because we'll have to like reduce autonomy and then annex Belarus. So it's just gonna be faster to try to conquer Minsk instead. We're starting to get mass migrations now. We have cultural exclusion and stuff. You can see Germany is losing a ton of pops to people migrating to Warsaw and Silesia and stuff. But our GDP is like, it's actually starting to come up a little bit, but for a while it's been going kind of down because so many of our pops are employed in ownership buildings, like a 1.1 thousand strong Lil Pop Rowdy Lowenstein. I think this is a little bit overkill on the army. I'm going to delete like 100 skirmish infantry or something. This is a little bit more reasonable. I am also going to build up some government administrations in states where we're lacking taxation capacity. I should unpause construction. My weekly balance is getting pretty high. I guess companies just keep getting bigger, and that just means we keep getting more and more income taxes and stuff from them. So that is very nice. Looks like that's actually not that profitable. Steel is very productive though, so I'll try to build some more steel mills, I guess. That's like the one thing that seems to be pretty productive in our country. Let's look at domestic steel. Yeah, Warsaw seems to be the only state where they're actually profitable. Interesting. We're getting lots of migrants into Warsaw. That is a huge trade center. 114 levels of trade is crazy. I guess we can afford just like more construction sectors. It's very unusual for me to have this much foreign ownership. I don't usually do this much foreign investment, but yeah, this run, a little bit of a try of it. We have a ton more reinvestment than we should. We should have like 100,000 reinvestment with 50 million GDP, not 500,000. Time to conquer Ukraine, return Kyiv, return Crimea, return Kharkiv, return Odessa. Oh, we're missing 5 maneuvers to do this? Are you kidding me? We're missing 5 maneuvers to full annex Ukraine. This is so sad. I guess we will have to miss Chernihiv. Unfortunate. We actually do need to primary some of these. I guess I will primary conquer Odessa. And then with Russia in the war, they shouldn't back down, hopefully. Maybe we'll delete some more troops to make them not back down. I don't know. So apparently Russia didn't end up supporting them, but the Ottomans did. Interesting. I hope they don't back down. They actually might, but hopefully they won't. Okay, yeah, they didn't back down. Very good. You can just occupy Kiev and win the war. Should probably change strategic objective from Brandenburg to Kiev. Okay, we can now demand all of our states from Ukraine. Very nice expansion of Poland-Lithuania. It's time to start incorporating all these newly acquired states. I think that'll put us at, yeah, that puts us at the 7 requirement, so we just need Minsk now. I guess I'm gonna wait for the civil war to end. Now we've lost our reinvestment multi. We only have 500,000 reinvestment, which I mean, is still a really good amount of reinvestment, but it isn't quite as high as our peak of like 700k. Maybe we cemented paper a little too hard. We don't need that much paper. Come on, trade center. Stop spending all your trade capacity on importing paper. Oh, the civil war in Belarus is over, so we can go for conquest of Minsk. It says North German Federation is likely to join. If they do, I might try to go for Kurland. That would create some better borders, I think. If not, it's not a big deal. Well, it'd actually be much better if they don't join, because this war is going to be tough if North German Fed joins. North German Fed is the only country that can have an army even close to me in size. They probably will join, though, because they're positive relative preference. Although, actually, they might be getting that they don't think Belarus has a meaningful army to, like, make the war goal. Yeah, they only have 15 power rejection, so they need to, like, give an obligation or something. And I guess they don't value obligations, maybe? Oh, Belarus backed down. Okay, very nice. Welcome, brothers. Ukraine and Belarusian become primary cultures, and we are now the Commonwealth. Very big, nice. I'm gonna end the run here. We end off with like 67 million GDP. This is probably a little overkill on construction, so our GDP might not be realistically this high, but I think we did pretty good as Commonwealth here. We would be able to incorporate this stuff if we were to continue, and we have so much foreign ownership. If we click GDP ownership, we can see we own like 20% of a bunch of British states. I don't even know if this includes regional company headquarters. I think it might not. Oh, we own so much of the USA. Wow, this is insane. Like 50% of American GDP is owned by us. Actually, not in the West, but I don't think the West really has much GDP. Yeah, the West basically has none. So we basically own like half of the American economy. What's their GDP? Oh yeah, it's like doubled since we got investment rights. Wow. I guess we can take a look at the world a little bit here. So doing a Piedmont looks very cursed. Our GDP graph, we went up a bunch. Then we started falling in GDP, I think, during the war with North German Fed when they were trying to unification play. And then we started going up after, I guess we conquered Volhynia is roughly when that happened. And we also started building some more buildings in our own country and stuff. East India Company has actually managed to almost unite all of India. That's pretty rare to see that happen. Oh, wait, they're actually still the company. They never became Raj. Interesting. I wonder how that happened. I thought I saw the Sepoy Mutiny. Very strange. Britain's conquered a bunch of stuff and ended up with 230 million GDP. EIC ended up with 270 million GDP, which is absolutely insane. Our SOL peaked at 29, but I assume that's right before we conquered West and East Galicia, because in that tiny state of Krakow, you can get a lot of GDP with all the foreign ownership we had. We picked at like 700,000 reinvestment, but we end the run with 512k. And look at radicals. We've got a bunch of radicals, but mostly just in our newly acquired states. Well, it was a fun little run with the Commonwealth, and goodbye.